All right, so this is a general reading for the first house, aka Aries house. General readings are not intended to resonate with everyone, so if it doesn't fit, please kindly disregard it. I'll be back to do another as soon as possible. So I'm going to try to translate this as neutral and generic as possible so that the interpretation can be multiplied as much as possible, even to the extent to see a first house reading and or one more specific for Aries. So let's see. Gotta be honest, this is challenging for me to interpret off the page. Off the top, it looks like some sort of a network, like a social network, a supportive network. It looks like it's fragile at the moment, like under the verge of breaking apart. One thing I'm curious about is the Seven of Swords with the star combination. Seven of Swords and the star. Wow. But then we also have the High Priestess and the star. So it's a curious reading. Oof. So yeah, as often as possible, I like to do this type of generic reading, and I really want to go through the 12 houses to check the energy and see what's going on. So let's see, I've looked up the Seven of Swords and Star card combination. It says pairing the Seven of Swords, which represent strategy, deceit, or self-preservation, and the Star, which it signifies hope, healing, and spiritual renewal, usually highlights a journey from hiding your truth to finding authentic peace. It is a powerful message to stop cutting corners and embrace radical honesty. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Wow. Okay, so that makes sense, and it brings it back down to first house energy for me because that deals with the self, like the higher self and the lower self, resolving internal conflict. I feel like, because it's talking about a journey from hiding your truth to finding authentic peace. All right, And then so the other card combination is the High Priestess and the Star. Huh. Okay. Wow. And the outcome being the Wheel of Fortune, you know, leaves me on a cliffhanger. Because the Wheel of Fortune is, for me, that's the spin cycle, you know. But yeah, so out a card combination with the Devil, the Six of Fire, and the Ten of Fire. And dare I attempt to take some notes here? The note that I want to take is what was just described. So I want to take some notes about these card combinations. For the first house. Okay, so yes, I'm going to take notes. On this side of the globe today is the 21st July, Tuesday, 21st. But then again, I wanted to do something else early this morning. This could take all day. Well, I'm just going to write the Star and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so again, the pairing of the Seven of Swords and the Star highlights. It highlights a journey from hiding your truth to finding authentic peace. And it's a powerful message. It's a powerful message to stop cutting corners. Stop cutting corners and embrace radical honesty. Okay, another card combination I want to look up is the 15 Major Arcana, aka the Devil card. Combined with the Six of Fire and the Ten of Fire. So again, that's going to be the 15 Major Arcana, which is the Devil card. And then the Six of Fire and the Ten of Fire. And it says, These three cards represent a progression of passion, ego, and heavy burdens. Okay, so it represents a progression of passion, ego, and heavy burden. So the Devil card represents bondage and shadow work. The Six of Fire symbolizes public success. And the Ten of Fire signifies burnout. Okay. Burnout and overwhelming responsibility. Okay, let's see if there's any other curious card combination. How about the High Priestess and the Star? The High Priestess and the Star. They represent deep inner guidance, but with different approaches. So the High Priestess is the second major arcana, and the Star is the 17th major arcana. And it says, represent deep inner guidance, okay, deep inner guidance, but with different approaches. So it says, while the High Priestess asks you to look inward to access the subconscious, okay, to access the subconscious, hidden knowledge, and intuition. The Star calls for healing. It calls for hope and stepping into the light. Okay. So how they work together: when these two cards appear in the same spread, it often means that your inner intuition is about to guide you toward a profound period of healing and optimism. Okay, so again, that is the second major arcana and the 17th major arcana card combination. And it says it often means, so I'll say suggests that your inner intuition is about to guide you toward a profound period of healing and optimism. Okay. All right. Well, interesting. So let's see what else. If anything else. See the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Six of Fire. Okay, so we read about that. Let me just take a look at the Six of Fire in reverse. Six of Fire in reverse. So it says you started a movement but lost stamina. Now you're ditching responsibility. You're leaning toward three options. Face your team and confess you can't finish the project. Find a loophole or a shortcut to finish in half the time. Run. Whichever tack you take, stick to it. There's no turning back from this one. Okay, the first house. First house. Highlighted area of concern that there could be a deadline. A missed deadline. And having to confront that. It looks like the deadline is missed and or delayed due to the Querent experiencing some internal battles in regard to some needed shadow work, inner guidance, a journey from hiding your truth to finding authentic peace, a profound message to stop cutting corners and embrace radical honesty. And then I was when I just was reading off the cuff without looking anything up, I said it looks like there's some sort of a network that's crumbling, that's fragile, it stands a good chance to dissolve. So like a departure from a group, so that the individual can distinguish themselves from a group is what it looks like, and hone into their own specific qualities, gifts, strengths, even their weakness, just to get to know themselves better. Looks like breaking away from a group, distinguishing their energy, distinguishing their character from a group. So they can do the inner work on themselves. So that's what the first house seems to be describing. From a group. And for a herd mentality. In order to embrace their own inner shadow, work, hone into their own characteristics, including strengths and weaknesses. To hone into their craft. And individual skill set. Well, with that being stated, and because the Wheel of Fortune is in the outcome position, it inspires me to actually stay in the first house and do a first house versus all the other houses. But then again, I could just move to the next house and see what is being expressed there. I think that's what I will do this time. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Alright, so let's check out the second house. Taurus's house. Okay, so Taurus's house. Hmm. Wow. Man. Hmm. Okay, so I realized I missed a detail as well from the first house. I was talking about like it looked like a missed deadline, a missed opportunity perhaps. I forgot to take that note about the first house. Something about a missed deadline. And especially while looking up the Six of Fire in reverse. Or a missed opportunity. A missed deadline, missed opportunity. Having to repeat. or backtrack. A karmic pattern. This time, with a solo, individual, individualized focus without the distraction of groupthink. Without the distraction or influence of groupthink or a collective persuasion. And then looking at the second house reading here, this one here seems to suggest as well, like something that has to do with not being able to see things clearly all the way from back here in the past. So with this Ace of Swords reversed, and then I'm looking in the sixth position with the Queen of Swords in a neutral orientation, the Justice Scales in a neutral orientation. But, you know, so that both symbolizes not being able to see clearly. And still at the end of the day, the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Swords is the outcome. So the Ten of Cups, okay, so yeah, this was seeming to talk about being surrounded by good fortune and abundance. However, not being able to see it clearly or to realize okay, so second house. Taurus. So the Quant is surrounded with the Ace of Swords in the first position, or in the fourth position. And the Queen of Swords neutral. Orientation with an outcome. With an outcome of Six of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. Six of Swords and Queen of Pentacles. So let's see. Also, the challenges breaking out of depression and sadness found in the Five of Cups. Five of Swords reverse. What did the Five of Swords reverse symbolize? Good morning. Thank you for your support on the channel and on the video. So I am researching in the second house right now, going slower than I'd like to because there's a lot to research here. So looking up at the moment, for example, looking up a card definition for the Five of Swords reverse, it says there is no shortage. There's no shortage of disagreements in your life, but you choose to take the high road and forgive others. Your motivations in the past have been questionable, but you've come to realize what's most important to you. You will experience reunions in a meeting of the minds. So, I was looking at the Five of Swords here. I put it into the reverse because it's in the 7th position, which for me, I'd like to put my challenge in the 7th position. But because it is a challenge, I put it into reverse to look at it in a, a different perspective to help me see the definition of that card being a challenge. The Five of Cups already came reversed out of the deck when I was shuffling. It landed on the reading table in a reversed position, so it makes sense. These are both challenges, and the Ace of Swords in reverse, like when this one talked about questionable actions in the past, well, we're looking at the Ace of Swords in reverse, so there's basically hidden truths and delusions, illusions, not being able to see clearly when the Ace of Swords is in reverse. So let's see, the Seven of Swords is grounding. That is not a great place for the Seven of Swords to be in this spread. But so let's see. And Seven of Pentacles in the first position. So, wow. Generally speaking, this looks like the outcome. Talks about taking whatever was gleaned from the Pentacle tree. This is about cutting losses or continuing to invest. But it looks like it is a toxic situation, a toxic dynamic. So to stick around and nurture it, according to the energy here, would be insanity. So there is, we're seeing the outcome, the Six of Swords moving from the toxicity, and we're looking at the Queen of Pentacles. So that suggests there were pentacles, at least one, to take off of this Pentacle tree, but then to cut losses and to move forward accordingly. Is what I'm getting there. The Justice being in a neutral orientation too. So let's see. It's a lot of notes to take. So, remind it to move forward. See, so if alright, Five of Swords reversed, Five of Cups reversed, Five of Swords reverses in the 7th position. Oh, Five of Swords reverse, and Five of Cups reverse in the 3rd position, or correction, the 2nd position. 2nd position has the Two of Cups reverse. Okay. Alright. Oh, so I should actually write down the entire spread, like in the 1st position. First position, Ace of Swords reverse. 2nd position, Five of Cups reverse. 3rd position, because this is the 3rd position, has the Seven of Swords. The 4th position has the Knight of Fire. Knight of Fire. Okay. Seven of Swords, Ace of Swords reverse. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see. Alright, so maybe in the audience you'll be able to capture going from this spread with ease. Alright, so I'm gonna look at the 3rd house or give it up right now. I think I should give it up and go take a nap. Yeah, I'm going to take a nap. So I didn't get very far in this live stream. Hey, what's up? That's sweet, coming through and saying hello. Thank you. Yeah, this is taking longer than I expected because I'm just moving pretty slowly. But thankfully we did get this one done and we got Taurus done. Hey, sweet pie. You wanted to know. Okay. I don't have any energy right now to do a personal reading. But you never know. Sometimes I do have a surplus. And I do like to do those personal readings. Okay. I would also like to have your sun sign. I think I heard you say Virgo and Capricorn. Okay. I will sign off for now. Thank you. I'll be back to do another as soon as possible.